range, and Rothgar needs to keep this more out of the range.
If you have your phone, you can check the chat on. Oh, I think we're live. I think we're actually going now.
Excellent, outstanding.
Sorry, guys, we had a little bit of technical difficulties going there for a second.
All right, now we good. Yeah, we're Sir Rangren, Sir Rothgar talking over the results of the first round.
About one Sir Random, I believe.
Yeah, it was Sir Rothgar took a bit of a chance on a spike snap high and never seemed to really recover from being off balance from it. It was a nice try. That was well called by Rothgar. It wasn't a ton of force on the one, but it was nice and it was clean.
All right, so you've got a fully armed and armored Ranger versus a one-armed Rothgar.
This is where you get to sell out and try to get the double kill.
Yep.
And this is going to be a painful double kill if Rothgar can get it. But this is one of those circumstances, though, given the heat and the humidity in this at this particular tourney, that someone who's one-armed can draw fight out, and it may really impact the person they're fighting's ability to fight later in the day. I'm not suggesting that's what Rothgar is doing, but
options.
It is not.
Oh.
Yeah, now there's a terrible place to be.
There's nothing good comes from this.
No, nothing.
And first bout to Sir Ranger. All right, so welcome back to the show, boys and girls. Sorry about the technical difficulties there at the beginning. We had some issues. We're here now. As always, we'll do our introductions. So welcome to Hound and Stag presents Meridian Spring Crown List 2021, the end of the pandemic. As always, I am one of your hosts, Sir Ulrich. I'm a Knight Pelican and a Royal Tier, and I am joined, actually, by my side for the first time, by the Knight of Kittens himself, Sir Eric Martel.
Hi everyone, we're really glad to be here for the Meridian Sports Network. We're really looking forward to today's tournament. A lot of great combatants, and think it's going to be really entertaining. I am a Knight, a landed Baron, and I am the Knight of Kittens. And I have a whole lot of opinions, many of which are going to come flying out at the speed of light during this tournament. So we hope you all buckle up because it's going to be a show.
All right, so taking the field now, we have the Honorable Lord Jacques Delafontaine and Sir Eric Griffin. Our major marshals today are Duke Bryce McLaren and Duke Baru Eowyn. So I know let the announcements happen. So we've had a lot of folks ask us, if we're the official feed. We are not the official feed. If you want to watch the official feed for the Meridian Spring Crown List, please go over to the Meridian official discussion page where you will find the social media feed done by our fantastic social media team. And they'll do a great job, but they won't have commentary like we will.
They will not. We are Meridian Underground Guerrilla Radio.
But sort of.
I am contractually obligated to mention that we have to pull for the official blessing for anyone named Eric who is fighting with a peanut. And thus, in this bout, all of our blessing goes to Sir Eric Griffin.
So if you've watched our review shows, you'll have heard us talk several times. Eric fights very Seth style, very forward, very A-frame. Jacques fights his own style. He's been doing this for a while. He has been doing a lot of the Branos footwork drills recently, so that should be interesting. I bet you $1 though he leads with a thrust.
Dollar review.
Done. I mean, like not a real dollar, but like a Meridian dollar.
Right. But like a real rupee.
Right. I'll like actually give you a Meridian dollar thing.
Oh wow.
I don't have one. I'll make one. It's
right,
fine.
or sure. Like. And now we're at the forgery part of the ship.
It's not, I'm not going to pass off as real money.
Depends on how gullible people are.
For those of you wondering, everyone here is fully masked. The only time we can take our masks off is if we're actively eating or drinking. Standard SCA rules prior to July 1st apply.
We are also actively eating and drinking, or rather drinking.
Right. Almost like there's a... Oh, Eric's had enough of this range stuff.
I was not expecting that. That was well called.
Yep.
Well thrown and well called. Good job, gentlemen.
I'm trying to run 2 cameras poorly. Actually, I'm trying to run 2 cameras well. I'm running 2 cameras poorly. Whoever's sending me messages, stop. I'm not going to answer them.
No. It was almost. It was pretty, and I admire the pretty part. Yep, here we come. He almost got under the edge of the shield, but not quite.
You're going to have to land it, Eric.
So, for those of you who don't fight that might be watching our feed, one of the things that happens when you are on fighting from your knees is that your diaphragm is unable to expand properly, and you're unable to get a full breath. And over time, that can greatly diminish your responsiveness.
Oh, you're a dollar. You can't pin a sword.
Also, so when you trap this sword, it's going to hit you in the side.
Right.
Now, it might not have been good enough, but he did hit you in the side. So you should say something.
The problem is...
Well done.
Well done. The problem is when the armpit shot came in from Eric, Jacques locked his arm down on the sword, which traps the sword, which is illegal.
Right. And Eric actually laid it in there on purpose to show he had hit it. He was a bit like a catcher framed a pitch.
Right. Letting you know it was there.
Right. The issue is like happened, sometimes when you do that, you can't get it back.
I just had a question about what happened. We're going to refight.
That's the point where the leg was good. I prefer if we're going to redo this. Fair enough.
Well done.
Well, take your sword away. All right, that was well done. Let him recover. Both sides. Eric tried to thrust. Oh, I owe you $1 if you didn't hear that.
So, I think you, I think you so beat it into his head.
I'm good with that.
My apologies. When I retaped, I forgot to put the second card. My apologies. From Archer's point of view, he didn't have a second hit, but he does. Thank you. My apologies.
We'll get him some tape to tape his thrusting tip. Personally, I probably wouldn't let him keep thrusting until he had a legal
right? Because in the thrusting tip is supposed to be third party color.
Yep.
I think that's
The Meridian
I do
rule.
not love that rule, but it is the rule.
Kind of do, but it's not surprising you and I would disagree on something aesthetic.
And that is my sole objection.
Jacques D is crazy today.
It is. I'm waiting for Eric to put that. That was it.
There we go. There's the little short stick. Well done. First fight to Eric.
Good fight, gentlemen. Good fight.
Very chivalrous.
I was really sort of waiting for Eric to just peel that shield out of the way. I know it's not his game exactly, but once you're in there like that,
It's something. Now we're not needed.
what do we need to say?
All right. Second bout. Eric up 1-0. He's really keeping Jacques at range, which is, Jacques' preferred place too.
Right.
And it's hard to get that face thrust in close.
Thing is, both of them really want to fight about the same range.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm liking the communication so far.
Yeah, me too. Everything's coming across good. He almost landed the thrust.
Yep.
It was close, but I don't love downward thrust for that very reason.
Yep. If you miss, you're just hanging out there.
The only time I'll ever throw a downward thrust is to throw it for the face, because if you hit it, it'll bite into the grill and stick.
No.
Eric didn't land that, but I like the idea.
Eric did get one landed on his leg, but apparently there was nothing on it.
That was a pretty shot.
It was a pretty shot.
I didn't think he was going to stick it.
That was flat. If it was good, it was flat. Do not take that.
Well done.
Well done. Ha 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 ha. My maniacal plan is working to get people to call their shots flat.
The
Not.
Ulrich Angel Sing Hosannas.
Good job.
Oh,
Nice thrust.
pretty.
Nice thrust.
Very nice.
So I don't know what it is, but Jacques gets into Crown List and he gets super defensive. It's almost like he tries to weather a bunch of attacks before he responds.
Well, I think the thing there is that I have a tendency to do that too to some degree. And when I try that, what I'm thinking is if I can weather their best stuff right off and get a look at what they're trying to do, then
Right.
I can open up. But it seemed like Jacques completely conceded all sort of initiative.
Right?
Like, you can be defensive and waiting for the time to take initiative. And I'm just not sure that if that's what he was doing, I don't think he transitioned well. Of course, he could be doing something completely differently.
All right, so we've got Mr. Stephanie Netherwood. This is her third Crown List to fight in. She doesn't fight a lot, but she gets out here every time. Lots of times, and she has fun. She does her thing. I'm perfectly cool with that. She is fighting the Honorable Lord Halfdan, who is a gentleman from Crawhere up in Rising Stone.
Mistress Stephanie of Netherwood. Combatants, salute the crown of Meridian. most worthy opponent. Marshall, your field.
Today, out of my wonderful Please Touch Pottery mug, I'll be drinking sangrias. We didn't have a prepped. I'll talk about it after the fight. So again, we've got a Rising Stone fighter who's going to have that general Seth Aelonon version of the A-frame style, and Stephanie who fights a version of Griff's tall style, but she's not tall.
If I'm half count, I keep trying to snipe
Yep.
the high flat snap. He's thrown it for it a couple of times and missed him.
Yep, must have got that one.
The Honorable Lord Hafton.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I keep the more inexperienced fighter at range, just snap.
Right. Don't take chances. Don't let
let that
fate
luck-
get a vote.
Right. Oh,
That.
nice shot. I mean, it was clearly edge on. There's part of me this one, right? When South didn't go flat. But I'm a jerk. All right, so if you want to, we don't really have a drinking game today, but if you want to have a drinking game, if you want to drink at flat and what you got?
A-frame.
Flat and A-frame will be the drinking words for today. If you want to play along, remember it's completely opt-in. You don't want to drink, don't drink. You don't want to drink alcohol, don't drink alcohol. You just want to laugh at us, please feel free to do so. So, talking about personal favorites, this is my knight on the right, Sir Colin McDale, a wise and influential knight.
To my sinister, Sir Colonel McDale. Combatants, salute the crown of Meridian.
We're going to try and not talk over the
Salute
salutes.
the one who
Right.
inspires you this day. And salute your most worthy opponent. Pay heed to your marshals.
Awesome. Bram doesn't really have a Meridian style. He has more Atlantean style. He's squired to Count Sinclair out of Atlantean, I believe. So he's done a lot of live steel fighting. So it'll be interesting to have to see. Connell has one style that's mostly go forward and kill them.
Right. Both of these gentlemen want to get in close, and I want neither of them to.
Oh, yeah. I thought I felt contact, but I felt the contact. Okay. You had good contact on my helmet. Oh, I hit you? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know. I thought I kind of pulled up just a second though. I'll tell you what. Can we just refight this one? I'm good with that. Yeah. Double kill. Double kill. Roger that.
All right, so they're going to call that a double kill, and they're going to refight it.
Okay. So ready? Now. Good arm.
Yeah, all right.
There you go.
There you go. I was about to say, but then sometimes it takes steam.
I think he's trying to breathe. So he
Right.
can say it too.
We've all been there.
Right. I want to say good, but I'm trying not to cry.
I want to say good, but my arm wants to fall off now because Connell actually is trying to kill me.
Right. We all been there.
Hey, just in case you guys are sending comments, so Katarina may try to answer those in the chat or something, but we can't actually see them. All right, there you go. We can't actually see them because we're actually running this on my phone.
Victor of the South, Sir Colonel McDale.
Both of my arms hurt for Bram.
Right.
Return 40 on.
Ow.
Right.
Breathe for a second. I think this is only Bram's second or third crown list.
Bram looks like he's fighting, like he's trying to fight A-frame.
Ish. All right.
Well called.
Don't get into a bully fight with a big guy.
No,
All right.
you're gonna regret that.
Yep.
So the reason I said he's gonna regret that is that you can top your top off, but you're still out in the middle of the field, still being beaten down on by the sun, and humidity hasn't decreased at all. And so what's gonna happen is the minute he puts his helmet back on, it's just gonna be terrible again.
Right.
Rather than getting that last fight over with, and one way or the other, the next fight's over with, and then it's 1-1. The third fight's going to be the tell. Then you can be back into your pavilion. This is and I'm going to go out on. Well, okay, I was going to say I'm going out on a limb, but I'm not going out on a limb. The fact that this is the first round and Bram had to top his top before the third fight does not bode well for his chance of success.
Right. That, and there's a mental aspect that when you feel so winded that you have to take a break in the middle of a fight.
Yep.
Which
Because some part of you is thinking I had to ask for a break and my opponent didn't.
right. I had to ask for a break and my opponent didn't, and everyone's watching me take a break.
Yep.
So.
And let's be clear, folks. We talk about fighting, and most of the way we frame fighting is in the physical aspects of it. But there are huge mental and emotional things as well that go into fighting. And it's very easy to break yourself out of the mindset you need to be in to win a high-level tournament.
And there's the other side of that. My opponent stood there with his mask and his helmet on.
Yep.
The entire time, waiting on me. So it's just not a good look. I mean, it's just not a good for your mental state.
Right.
So, I mean, it may work for him. We'll see.
It could.
But in case folks are wondering, it's about 83, 84 degrees with about. Yep. There you go. Nice call. Well called. It's about 83, 84 degrees, probably what, 93 or 94% humidity?
Yeah, the humidity is rough. I love me some hot weather. I can't say the weather is hot, but the humidity is so oppressive that it is very much like swimming.
Right.
It's very Trimerian.
Yes. It's almost like we're in inland Florida.
Right.
Very.
Because we don't have the coastal winds. There's almost no breeze. You can see from the banners that they're all just hanging pretty much. So this next fight is between two people who fight each other all the time.
Knight and Foster Squire.
Knight and Foster Squire. So it'll be interesting to see if they stick to their game plans or if they go to they go right past A and B and go directly to C, which sometimes you get when people fight someone they fight all the time they know really well.
So this is gonna go to Sir Yazzie and Sir Lachlan, by the way.
Salute the one who inspires you to stay. Salute your most worthy opponent.
That's not social distancing.
Sir Yazzie. He's always good to get in the populace crowd.
Yes.
Spun up.
The cult of Branagh suggests that neither of these fighters should change what they do the best, and they should stick to that and not adapt to that opportunity. We'll see.
I don't know that Yazzie could change the way he fights. think he's only sorry for the second one.
Right.
I don't think he was sorry for the first one.
Right.
First fight to Lachlan. Oh. Double kill. All right.
And that, sports fans, what happens when two people have the same idea.
Having a good time.
Second verse. Same as the second verse. That sounds weird. Go to the ribs. Go to the ribs. Go to the ribs. Please don't hit me in the ribs again.
Right. That is exactly that.
I think he was only sorry for the first one,
Yes.
or only sorry for the second one. You were sorry for the first
Not
one.
sorry for the first name.
And the rubber match. Oh, he got the offside first. Round to lock.
I'm gonna ask everybody. I'll hold off on naming you until you ask that question.
The next up on the hit parade is Sir Baldric versus Master Thomas. Master Thomas looks all pretty in his Lange Connecty.
We're contractually obligated to note how good Thomas' kit looks.
Right?
I do wonder if sometimes sword tips get caught in the slices.
Baldric in a good solid late 12th century Norman kit. Fighting in stainless welded metal. Thomas, I believe, would be the only person today fighting with a cross-hilted sword. Laurels, they like to be as period as they can.
Yes.
And a base.
And the first base.
There's a little bit of warning. There's a couple of ant beds on the field, so Bryce is telling them, if you die in a certain area, just don't fall down.
I've got that for you.
Yeah, but we don't want to put it on the field.
That's good.
Or maybe you do. So Baldric is going to play in tight, A-frame,
Center line shots.
Center line shots. Yep.
A-frame. Sangria.
Very much so, sangria. That's pretty good use of Thomas using his shield to change range by keeping his shield out.
As he backed away.
Yep, and Baldric fought to the shield, not his body.
Oh, there's that center line shot. If you died of that center line shot from Baldric. So Thomas was calling sound on that because that breastplate doesn't touch much. And he was saying it hit his breastplate on the way down. It did hit his leg hard enough. And Baldric said it skipped off your breastplate and probably stuck on your leg. So that's where we are on that one. Oh. Stabby, look, it was just a push.
Yeah.
Eric didn't see it.
No.
Eric's looking the other way.
Yes.
Grace? Grace, that was flat. Did you see it? I thought it was flat. Okay.
Wolfson's saying it was flat. I have a personal thing that if I'm in the tournament, I'm not going to call. I'm not going to give advice on a fight.
Right.
I'm not
It will
in.
affect who you will
Right.
see in
So
later in the
that's
round.
just me though. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, it reminds me. We should have Lance Connect to make.
Oh yeah. We got to get the Kingdom in on it. And now that it looks like there will be stuff to actually where the Lance Connect at.
We're still gunning for Castle Wars.
Oh yeah. I got it. So if anybody is listening to this broadcast, that happens to be a seamstress and does work with Lance Connect stuff, you
Oh,
should
nice
shoot me a
little
message. Well done. I need you to be comfortable with working in a Captain America motif. Comfortable. I thought for a minute that Thomas had tossed his shield and it had stuck in the ground. And I was going to be like, well, that was very cool. Superhero landing, superhero landing.
Who's going to do the superhero landing?
Really rough.
The funny part there was, hey, get that guy a gauntlet. Oh wait, he's wearing full gauntlet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, he is. It's harder to block that center line shot when you don't have a shield there.
That is correct.
Baldrick's saying it wasn't hard enough. And Tom's saying I didn't block it.
The opponent feels like he did not
All right.
throw his love. Yes, the round will
On a
continue.
personal line, I'm personally probably going to call that anyways because I don't want you to smash
Right.
me. There you go.
Right.
You just end up getting hit twice.
Right.
Victor in the second.
You hit. I'm fighting with my left hand, and you tap me on the chest. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah.
And I didn't block it, and I didn't move my sword.
Right.
No, and kudos to Thomas, he called it. And kudos to Baldrick, he said it wasn't hard enough.
Absolutely. This is how it should happen, people.
Talk it out. Make sure you're both happy. Not long conversations, just
Now it gets thuggy.
right off the bat. They're both asking if the other one hit them.
I was too focused on the one back here.
Victor in the third.
Right.
And Victor in this round.
Master Thomas with the win.
Leslie Thomas Coleman.
Just for the record, this is not going. Watch this is not going the way I called it.
To this field. Earl Wilson Thorhalson. Lady Margaret Wilson.
Actually, just two of them so far is not going the way I called it. So,
Jedi Dexter. Lady Margaret Wilson.
Earl Wolfson and Lady Margaret.
Eli Sinister. Earl Wilson Thorhalson.
I feel like we agreed on this fight.
I think we did.
So let's the one who inspires you this day.
I'm kind of interested in the fact that Margaret's not fighting two-stick. It's her preferred style, so.
Still is your most worthy opponent.
I don't think I'd fight two stick against Wolfstone.
And pay heed to your marshal.
I think if I was I think I'd go out with my best style, personally.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I just thought about fighting two stick, and then I got the husband.
Right, I understand. But, she's not us. That's fine. So I think this is Lady Margaret's first crown list, if I remember correctly. Earl Wolfson's finished clearly. He's won one back in 2015. And he's finished second in a lot of crown lists, East Kingdom and Meridians. Oh, moving to the shield, that was a good move by Merrigan. That was not. That, no. Moving into the sword side, not the best move, but it was aggressive. So I can give it that.
And it's playing into the lefty strength.
Wolfsman fights that closed Eastern style heater. It's worked for him for years. I don't see any reason for him to change now.
No.
Merrigan fights a lefty A-frame style.
Yep. Wolfspan is protecting that heater weakness with that Eastern tilt.
Yep. So that's the end of the first round. So there'll probably be a couple of seconds here while we get ready for the losers bracket. Sorry, the alternate fighters bracket.
We mean the losers bracket.
Hold on, and we have the very seldom found in the wild Meridian Duke Bryce McLaren.
Panama Duke.
Panama Duke. No, over this one. This one. There you go. Say hi to everybody, Bryce.
Hi, everybody. You're still here.
I know, but it's not over.
Go
No,
on.
it's not over. It's just the first round. Round one. And just to let you guys see what we're working with here, just so you know. Oh, sorry. We have Sir Eric, and I'm Lady Rondalyn. We are all
Check out
pod,
the new cornet.
pod buddies. Oh, he's got a new Burnhill cornet.
See, Gwen, I'm actually wearing the cornet. Kinda.
So big. And there's Rhonda, our lovely autocrat. Practicing for one day being a Pelican. You can tell by the tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Her actual shoes are soaked through. We don't blame her at all. But I'm gonna go back now, and this is me. Ah, I'm way too close.
Giant or the giant.
So again, we apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning, but we feel like we're pretty good now. Hopefully this all gets recorded okay. If not, I'll have a horrible recording on my non-live streaming camera.
It's all gonna be fine.
It's fine. We're all
Fine.
fine.
We're having an
everyone's fine.
event, folks. Look at that. We're having an event. There are people here.
There are people. They are social distancing. They're following the rules. Give you a quick view of the field. Over here, we have the Griffins and the Netherwoods. Down next to them, we have social media and their wonderful live feed. Then I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see who's next. Then Wolfstand and Thorkatla, and then an empty pavilion, and then the Kingdom Seneschal and her pavilion, and then John, and then Ranver, and then Connell, and then the local group Night Marshals Pavilion, and then Thomas Palmer, and then the brand new Meridian Pavilion, if you haven't seen it. It's huge and nice and much easier to put up than the giant pop-up, the giant round. Then we have Halfdan, and we have the tent for Jock and Izzy, but you can't really, Libby, but you can't really see because they're not there. There's Jock, and there's Rothgar, and Bam, and Yazi, and Margaret, and Locke, who are all in a pod. And then, oh, there's my camera. And then Eric and the Shield, who is being talked to by Peru. All right.
But not talked to.
Not talked to, just talking like friends do, with masks and social distance,
Right.
as is right and proper.
And it contains at least the hounds of Baldur's Gate.
So,
That would be awesome.
Daddy, we're gonna get you.
just for the record, we're We are making sure everyone understands that we are live mic'd here. And anything they say is on them.
But we encourage them to say whatever their heart leads them to,
Right?
particularly if it's controversial or funny.
We have a
You-
we should have horses.
I really hope that no one expected like
We need to bring horses back.
professional quality live streaming here because you're not going to get
Right.
that.
Like, I think that we should have squire courses.
Oh no, no.
Like squires are the course, or the squires have to run the course.
Yes.
Oh,
Are we
all right.
chasing a bear on a string or?
Can you get a bear on a string?
Yeah. I'm an engineer. I can do anything.
That's fair.
Fair.
It's my squire casts a shield in the background, promising us that she can do anything. She's
Right,
an
right.
engineer.
Like, neither of that was in the initial statement,
Right.
which is what I agreed with.
Can we do?
Right. It can be done. Should it be done is outside of my realm.
Work to the parameters.
Right. That is outside of my pay grade. That will be a Gwen level decision, not mine.
All right.
Hey Gwen, love you.
She can't see this
I know,
side.
but I'm waving because I do that.
There you go. Go around the other side and give us John Eric.
Hey Gwen, I love you. She's not watching.
Hey, and everyone, thank my lovely wife, Graf and Katerina, for running the show for us today. Our normal tech guru, Jessica Bosspray, had life things to do today, which we appreciate her training Katerina to run this for us. So she's doing fantastic work. She may pop in if something happens to our feed.
Thank you, Katerina. We love you.
Hey, Eric, show them our press pass.
Check this out, folks. We're members of the Fifth Estate. We're official. We have a license to run amok.
Amok,
Okay,
amok,
maybe I
amok,
made
amok,
up that
amok.
last part, but we're going with it.
We're all about amok.
But since he's already got the engine started on the muck, we
Right.
need to run it.
I'm gonna call the whole first round of Harry. At the end, I will call the first to the field.
All right, so this is the losers bracket.
Senorita Duarte. Friday, Lady Margaret Wilson. After that,
No, she has one.
Hmm?
She has one that has a face on it. Look closer.
Okay.
Sir Baldrick. Fight Sir Rucker.
Oh yeah, but they screwed ours.
Thank Stephanie. To fight Sir
They're
Yossi.
doing the losers bracket by precedence.
Oh no.
Right, that totally screwed up our
Right,
losers
that's not
bracket.
how you run a list.
Coming to the field. Senorita
Sorry, it's
Duarte.
fine.
And
Everything's
Lady
fine here.
Margaret.
Ah, I see now.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, until this unfortunate occurrence, my bracket was perfect.
So she does have a mask on under the other mask.
Don't hurt the queen.
It's gonna be some shtick. It's shtick. It's shtick.
Marshal Senorita Muerte has yielded the field to a worthy opponent.
We're all about some shtick. Muck, 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 muck.
I'm gonna have to do it on the fly.
Yep.
Yes, Lady Margaret and the boy player. Okay,
That was that. Lady Margaret advances.
Lady Margaret.
Sun's out, guns out, baby.
Brew, you dropped something. Something black just fell on the ground. Yeah, there. Okay.
So Jacques and Brom.
Yep.
Jock and Brom.
Okay.
All right, we're getting ready to go for the first actual fight of the second round.
So my prediction for this fight is that Jock is going to win through strategically played thrust.
Yep,
That's
staying
how I'm
back
going
out of
with it.
range.
Yep.
Between rounds, I heard Brahm saying Connell didn't do what he expected. He expected Connell to come in the entire time, which I understand that.
I mean,
If you're used to the 4-10 out of Philly,
right. But what I would wonder is, it wasn't like he stayed out exactly.
Right.
I mean, sure there are levels of being, curb stomped by Connell, but
right. So we have Jacques and Bram. Jacques' best move is to stay at distance and snipe.
Yep.
Bram's best move is to not let him do that.
right, trunk monkey.
Nice. Oh, what that was?
Was it a crust?
No, it was part of Jacques' shield fell off.
Ah, yeah, good.
All right. So Jacques' first shot was a flat snap into the shield. It wasn't a thrust. That motherfucker threw my shot.
I throw your shot.
Damn you people. And I mean that term all kindness and love.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, okay, I mean, it's not really, but it's close.
I mean, you can win at the Crown List using that shot. So, nice job. First round is Jacques. I apologize for my language. I should not have called. I wasn't calling Jacques that. I was just saying in term of affection. Well done. All right. This is more the Bram I expected. Yep.
When you came in, it was outside my collarbone. Good. Good drink. You're good. You're not. You what? TV. Right
Right.
over the collarbone.
He got it.
So
He got it.
Bram landed a shot on the outside of Jacques' arm at the same time Jacques hit Bam. So, well done. Tell Jacques at the end of this he owes me $1.
You should put out a tip jar.
No joke. I mean, somewhere Kenneth is like, it's not your shot, Ulrich, it's my shot. Pretty sure people have been throwing that shot for a while, but still.
Yeah, he stole it from Nikolai.
Right?
Because that's what we do.
I don't have anything actually original.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I don't mind if I have a donut. Sorry, guys, I'm taking a donut break. Taking my mask off while I actively eat.
Always a pleasure, brother. Right. Remember what me and stuff. Right?
So I'm trying to figure out a style to call Rothgar's stance. The only thing I can really come up with is a modified Garrett stance.
That's
Duke Garrett.
fair.
He's always in position for that rising snap. He's always in position for that offside head. Armed Baldrick. I mean, the armed Baldrick.
In my experience, Rothgar wants to counterpunch you, but he will not just sit back. If you're trying the outpatient game, which a significant number of counterpunchers will.
I think it kind of depends on who he's fighting. If he's 100% positive he has that first shot of yours, he'll be a lot more patient. If you give him something, though, he'll absolutely take it. Not a chaser.
Yep. That is a thing. He's not going to expose himself.
Oh, sorry about that. I got wrapped up watching the fight. I'm horrible at that. So he chased Baldrick down and hit him. But he's not, he didn't chase him far. So, not that it's really affected his fighting. He's worked around it. Several years ago, Sir Rothgar was in a horrible accident. So he's had to almost completely adjust the way he fought, the way he moved. He went from people being not sure he'd ever walk again to fighting, getting knighted and competing. It was a beautiful leg shot.
It was beautiful.
In case you're wondering, he turned it over at the last second. As Rothgar's keeping that sword, that shield, just so that Baldrick can't work that inside line. I'm not 100% sure that wasn't flat, but it was coming up though. It wasn't. I couldn't tell.
It definitely had enough scar in it.
Right.
All I was thinking, ow.
So here's the thing, guys. If you don't know, so I'm running 2 cameras while we do this show, and that's not a complaint. But to run the cameras and see what's on them, I have to take my glasses off to get a better idea of what's going on in the field. That's my glasses on. So I'm watching most of this Crown List through 2 tiny screens. Mr. Stephanie Shield is gorgeous.
For painting and drawing.
Win or lose, when she comes off, we'll have her show you her shield.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Dexter! Thanks, Stephanie!
There's Sir Griffin.
Hey, you're not allowed.
My pleasure. You both ready? Nah. Honor and glory. Left.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm fat. I'm not chasing you.
That's a trap. That is what we refer to as a trap. Yazzie is waiting for her to lead off so he can trunk monkey.
Yep.
As someone who has been trunk monkeyed, oh,
Nice little snipe.
what? Look at Yazzie being all snipey. I am contractually obligated to mention here that Yazzie can fight with weapons other than a glaive.
He can.
It just hurts him.
Perfectly fine sword and shield fighter. The shield. There's the shield.
Isn't that pretty?
It's so pretty. Sorry, getting back to the fight. Oh, thrust to the face.
Well done.
Victor, for your throat.
That almost feels like a breeze, yo.
Yeah, you can see the slight movement in the banners behind in front of the crown. And we go back to it. And there's that beautiful shield. And the offside head.
Victor at the back. Sarissa.
Yastrib. Yastrib.
Yastrib.
Just say Yazzie.
Yastrib does us love it. Okay.
Heralds. We love them. And their poor pronunciation.
Right, Nancy. Harold, Harold. That's the end of this round. You good? Yes, we're done with this round.
That is the end of the losers bracket.
Loser round. I'll consider up
Yep.
to someone else to play something. Okay.
Next, we should go to the
Seamus,
winners bracket.
we're up.
Should be John Kirkov versus Sir Ranver as the first bout.
One of the
And-
things we say when fighting is that everyone can have a great day. And that's true. I suspect this will be a learning experience for this good gentleman. I believe this is his first crown. He is left-handed, though. And that brings some uncertainty.
So Sir Ranver comes to us from Kaid. So he has a bit of a different style than most Meridians have. Very closed in and very prefers to fight A-frame. He fights with a funky shield, not because the shield is funky, but I think mainly because it messes with other people's heads.
Yes.
And in case you guys don't know, the clouds have parted, the sun has come out, and it is very hot. The humidity has not changed, but the heat certainly has. All right, so here's my thing. You've known this fight was coming. It is your job as a fighter to be ready at this point to come out on
Right.
the field.
Particularly in these conditions, having your opponent having to wait for you a significant period of time is unfortunate.
And rude.
Yes.
So your opponent, the knight, is ready and on the field when he's supposed to be.
And after a certain point, it borders on a strategic advantage, an unearned strategic advantage.
Coming to the field.
And as Banshee points out, there's no break. Perhaps that they thought there was going to be a break between rounds, but there shouldn't be. We've got it all lined up.
The Honorable Lord Husband.
This is the first chance we had to see John today. He had a bye in the first round against Senor Fantastico.
I'm not certain that I would have.
I wouldn't wanted that bye.
Right. A non-contact bye will not do him any favors in this fight.
I concur. A lot of kingdoms don't do buys to begin with. They just advance the fighter, kind of like we have here. I hate that. I want that buy. I want
Right.
that extra. I want that fight. I want that moment to get my head into the game, so that I'm just as much into the game, even if I'm fighting a lesser skilled or even more skilled fighter that I don't have. There's no consequences on. I want that moment to get my head in the game, so that I'm at the same point in the tournament that they are.
Agreed. And also, if it's a big tournament, there could be a big difference between how long I've been sitting and the last time I
There you go.
Surrender.
Don't know that I'd have walked into that shot like that. But, he came in aggressively. He's getting some shots in. The last person I want to throw down an A range with in this tournament, the last two people I want to throw down an A range with in this tournament are Ranver and Wolfston. And I don't want to get there with Connell. Connell, everyone thinks Connell wants to be at A range. He actually wants to be at B range.
Right.
He just wants you to think he's coming into A range.
I want to be. The difference is I want to be in high B range, bordering on C.
He doesn't want to be at D range, then A plus range.
Right.
Oh, lose your feet? I'm sorry.
Right.
Correct.
It's incidental if he happens to step on your feet. He was stepping and you didn't move. All right, so here we have a standard Rising Stone fighter practice where you'll have Sir Griffin and Halfdan Craw here. Anytime there's a fighter practice in Rising Stone, I want to say Murfreesboro. In Rising Stone, you'll probably find these two generals there. Not that there's been an actual fighter practice in 15 months, but still.
Right. If there were, they would be there.
Yeah.
It would be a quality practice.
They fought each other before, is my point. They're both going to have roughly the same style. As you can tell, Eric more likely to reach for a shot than Halfdan is. Also more willing to wait for a shot.
In this fight, he's got both height and reach.
Yep.
He will use them.
And a properly delineated thrusting tip. In case we didn't say it before, in Rudaeus you're required to have a third contrasting color on your thrusting tip. So your blade and sides of your sword has to be one color, and your thrusting tip has to be another one.
I dislike that from an aesthetic point of view.
I think it makes it clear to your opponent that you have a tipped weapon or not.
It does, but we're also required to tell people at the beginning of every fight. So if you forget after I've told you,
Is that in the actual rules, or is it just, or is it just a?
I'm pretty sure it's in the actual rules. We should look that up because that'd be important. One of those should go.
Oh, it's
In
the
my
fight we
opinion,
hate the most.
It's more importantly there, so the marshal knows if you have it or not. So when you start thrusting, The marshal should know if that's actually a thrusting tip.
That is fair.
Oh wait, that's my other sword. Never mind.
Done that. Been there. One of the things I know that several kingdoms have an experiment going on where they're either using one layer of foam for thrusting, and I know several that wanted to go just outlaw, just not outlaw them, but not require padding at all.
That sounds terrible. That sounds like an unfortunately bad idea.
I hate losing the tippy shots with a thrusting tip.
Yeah, but I think those kingdoms may be happy they got rid of the surgeon's office too.
Eh,
Because that just sounds like a neck injury. Wait a
Mm-hmm.
Eric good at taking stuff up with that basket hilt. Nice dodge. Sir Rain would point out that you don't want to hit people in the hands, but we have basket hilts. It's part of the game.
It is. So, like, I get that you don't want to lose the tip or shots with padding, but like, I mean, that's a logical choice that you make. You know that's gonna happen.
Oh, I'm a noble edge guy anyway. I don't use a thrusting tip to begin with.
I am a despicable villain and will stab you.
It's just a different mindset for the game. I'm pretending that I'm besting you in a tournament and taking you off to the side and taking a ransom. You're pretending that you killed me.
Yes.
Which is much more vicious and mean and
Yes.
less
Which is
shit,
actually a real surprise here in Spire Final say that, since Final actually wants to kill you.
right? Well, back when I was a Spire, he didn't use a thrusting tip. It was later in life that he went to the evil side.
I was just talking about the whole capture versus kill thing.
Oh, I know. This is fun though. All right, so give him a second to breathe, apparently, and talk.
Just moving into full shade and out of your way. And I know you made clear that's not your way. Full shade is nicer.
It is crazy hot today.
Mug.
It feels more like the 12th of July than it does the 12th of June. So I'm looking for that. He's always returning across his body, so if Eric can time out that cross shot that he's throwing and step in, there's no way in the world he'll be able to recover his sword well enough to hit him.
And if he could time a step in while the sword is up under his half-inch shield.
Yep, you can press everything inside.
But like everything we do, easier said than done.
Absolutely,
Right.
it's easier for me to say that over here. He does seem to have half-hand time pretty well.
Close.
There you go. He's gonna throw that sword in front of him and start messing with it.
That right there is hitting with the thrusting tip.
Yep.
It was like, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I think.
No, dude, I didn't block it. It was smooth, and I took it.
Well done.
Welcome to Meridius, where we all tell each other you didn't die to that.
And that's a thing to protect.
Apparently our feed is going out very well, as we just heard from the background. So I think that was a double kill.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to answer a question that somebody asked on the feed.
If you want to tell us what the questions are, we'll answer them.
Somebody asked who the marshal was in the blue.
The marshal in the blue is
There's goodness.
Eric Douglas, Eric Stormhawk. He's the local night marshal for the Shire of Glen Erie, who's hosting this event. Oh, Halfdan's tired of being on his legs again, I'm sure. Being on his knees again. I'm sure I wouldn't be there. Yeah. That thrust was probably at the extent of his range, though.
And he did only draw back a few inches to push again. So.
Yep. Yep. Nice drop it over the back.
Well struck.
Victor in the first.
She's not reading questions. She's watching cat videos.
I'd like to be
That was the
surprised.
only question that I saw.
Okay, absolutely.
But I am watching a cat video.
It's the area effect
So apparently-
of being picked on.
Apparently, if you have questions, you can just let us know, and the wonderful Baroness Rondell in the background will just read them to us, and we can answer them. What a novel concept that is.
So, in the spirit of Crownless, feel free to ask anything. We may ignore you. But we probably won't ignore you. We might make fun of you.
And on the upside, if we don't know the answer, we might actually try to find out, or we might just make shit up.
Right, we'll crowdsource it here at Crown.
There you go.
Crowdsource it.
Lachlan and Connell.
This will be an interesting contrast in styles.
Very well put.
Well met, brother. Well met.
Now Pikachu's asking random questions. What is the hardest shield type you use?
The hardest shield side to use, 18 inches.
Is the Sangria chill?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let me rephrase my statement. If you have questions about Crownless,
You can ask dumb questions. Just
Right.
understand I may.
The hardest shield side to use is 0.
right? It's really hard. If it's the side you're saying.
He's the hardest, like wood hardest
Oh.
or metal.
Well, if you can find adamantium, then I suppose that'd be the hardest.
Vibranium.
Adamantium's harder.
Are all Meridian Crown lists fought with bouts of best of three?
No. But it has become common.
No one's.
These losers bracket. Question mark.
This is the winner's bracket. So we're at 101. Connell and Lachlan.
Could be completely wrong, but it looked like it might have hit Connell's shield. but it didn't really end.
I think it did.
See anything different, let me know.
So it's really cool. We've all been not fighting for the most part for the last. Oh, that was nice. Nice. Oh yeah.
Trade.
Good trade. Only slightly more painful. Right. Slightly more painful for Connell, but good win. In the pickups, a leg for head's a horrible trade.
Correct.
Okay, question for Eric. How many dollars in Dr. Peppers will it take you to headbutt a shield in half? Well, he's done that before. Not in half. Can't be headbutt a shield.
Why does he want to headbutt one of them? Who's asking that?
Pikachu, of course.
Why does Pikachu want him to headbutt my squire?
A shield.
Right, a shield. She's right over there.
Yeah, your turn.
I'm amazing.
Oh no, not you. I meant him for wanting Eric to headbutt a shield. Someone asked how many are left in the loser bracket. Someone said 2. Is that right?
So the losers bracket will, in the next round, we'll still have 8. When we get through this round, the losers bracket will still have 8. We'll have eliminated 4. So far eliminated the sheets or thing.
Make us a little
Bryce,
tradition.
Duke Bryce is the or marshal. So far eliminated are Senor Fantastico, Bram, Baldric, and Stephanie. Everyone else is still in. Thomas and Wolfson.
Ooh,
Oh, almost.
Victor, oh, Wolfster!
Wolfson around for the first bout. No.
Victor in the second!
Victor the second.
and that,
Victor this way.
ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, Wolfster.
is getting your opponent to do exactly what you want them to do.
I'm just. I just noticed Wolfson's fighting in a t-shirt.
Well, it's hot. Let's not.
It is hot. Oh, it's my job to judge. I
Right.
understand,
We've
That-
got our silently judging.
That's why we're here. We're here to judge.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a horrible thing. I'm just saying he's fighting in a t-shirt. It's my job. I mean, I don't know if it's actually my job. That's what I'm
Well, I
doing.
mean, it's not like he
Yourself a
stopped
fine
and
job.
it's
Right.
not like he stopped and got sweatpants and you sneakers.
That's true. His-
He's
his-
from the east, but it's been a long time.
Right.
Well, you know, Ice Talkins is nice. It's Squire, right?
Yes.
Somebody asked if I could get close to the mic when I ask questions.
Do what?
Just repeat the question that I asked.
Oh, can people not hear the questions that I'm
Apparently
answering?
not.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll answer I'll repeat the questions that Ron is asking. Or you can look in the comments.
I don't know, Rhonda. I don't know why Ulrich hit so hard.
Hmm?
I
Making
begged
people
him
work
not
for
to
a
hit
free
me
show.
like that.
I know,
but
right?
Here we are.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you.
I still did mine.
That's how the show works.
Exactly.
I wasn't listening to you at all, Eric. I was talking to Baru.
It's probably for the best.
Right? So, Baru said making people work for a free show. That's right. Remember, it's a free show. It's worth every penny you paid for it.
Well, it might not be.
It just depends how much you value your own time.
Correct. You should value it more.
I'm 2 sangrias in and about to switch to a cider, so
Yeah.
it's only going to get more interesting from here. That was the end of the winners bracket second round. We'll be going to the losers bracket second round here in just a second. So just bear with us. Now's a great time to go visit the little viewers room while I get a new cider. Boop. Boop. Oh wait, are boops a thing? Can I booped Rhonda. Oh, it's His Majesty. Hi, Your Majesty.
But he's in stealth mode.
How goes the heckling?
Oh, we're not heckling, Your Majesty. We're giving serious and oh yeah, we're heckling. Sorry.
I see predictions written down over here.
I'm heckling.
Are these predictions based on what
No.
we've seen so far? Or
This
is
is-
your bracket before with the
This
tournament
is the bracket
even started?
before.
That's the bracket before.
So,
This is
Let me see how close you are.
All right.
He's like a prophet, foreseeing the future. It's actually very close. Is that spot on, actually?
it's not. It's close though.
Oh, Yeah, that was a good set of predictions. I was very torn on that fight.
Yep.
All right. So good set of predictions. Y'all having fun?
Good. What's your stuff, Madison?
Glad to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Oh, they're calling the next set of pairings, so pardon me.
No problem. Good to see you, Jeff.
Likewise.
I'm gonna run through this way.
Thomas Palmer and Lady Margaret.
That's we were like, we gotta get crowned because the longer we wait, the deeper in the summer we get. Good fight yet again.
Would you fight the style you believe is best, or would you alter your style to fit your opponent?
And I think they mean both like fighting style in terms of A-frame, high guard, aggressive, defensive, but also fighting style as in sword and board versus glaive or Florentine. So I'll go first. I'm not changing my style for any tournament or any opponent. That said, I'll alter it because all styles should have alterations in them that can be made against a lefty or a range fighter or an A range fighter or a sniper or a counter puncher.
So my take on that is I'm not going to change my style, but I'm going to take into consideration what they do. If we're at the fourth round of a tournament and I've seen the person's first shot every round of that tournament so far has been a rising snap, I'm going to make sure I don't follow the rising snap. I'm going to take that into consideration. I'm going to be on the lookout for it. So yes, there's a level of adjustment, but I'm also going to look to punish them for that. So if someone's throwing a rising snap every round, I'm going to watch for it. And if they throw it again, I'm going to do my best to beat the hell out of their arm. All right, so we have Lady Margaret and Master Thomas.
I didn't see what you're short. I was short on short.
Sword and sword. Sword and sword violent.
Right? I don't know what's wrong with the world. For snacks, Eric has brought lemon cream Oreos, and I have brought cherries.
Woohoo!
You want an Oreo?
Victor in the first, Master Thomas.
We just found out that we got some people out there from Aidenvelt who are watching Crown. We just want to
Woohoo!
say, welcome to Meridia's. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for joining us.
If you're watching, you're like, wow, they do shit weird there. You're right. We do. We're perfectly okay with that.
We are a bunch of weirdos. But it'd be cool to know how you guys do your weird.
No. It's perfectly valid. No need to apologize.
Someone's taking pictures of us, taking video of us while we do this. That's awesome.
It's Inception.
Someone asked if Lady Margaret was a Marine. I thought she was Army.
Army.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is an Army NCO.
Like, didn't she retire?
I believe
Yes.
she is retired, yes. Retired Army NCO.
I want to say she was a sergeant first class. I don't think she ever made sergeant major, but she was a high level NCO.
Nyquan said he thinks she's retired Air Force.
We'll ask her
Yeah.
after this.
We will find out.
I won't make stuff up for that one.
I might.
See, everyone's like, I'm sorry about that. He actually said, I'm sorry about the second one. I'm not sorry about the first one.
Right.
Just sorry about the second one.
I'm not sorry about the second. I mean, on that one. Like if I threw it, I might be sorry. But in terms of viewability, the second shot always.
So Thomas advances. Margaret's out. So we got Lachlan. So Lachlan and Jacques.
Lachlan and Jacques. Yeah, thank you. Next set of winners bracket fights are going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna give Margaret a chance to get her stuff off and get a little bit of water, and then we'll ask her the question.
We have
We
a
got-
22% chance of rain starting about 1, but it looks like we might be fine.
Okay. What time is it?
It is 11:45,
Okay.
and it is technically 83 degrees, but it feels like 90.
So if you're wondering, it's 83 degrees. Feels like it's 90 with 90% humidity. Only 90.
Asked why I didn't headbutt you.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't understand. I don't. You should find out why Baby Ninja doesn't like you.
Right after this fight, we'll jump in front of the camera and we'll ask.
Lord Kikuchi. Oh snap.
You probably know his face, but obviously.
Hey, Baby Ninja. My Squire Shield says, I don't even know who you are, man.
No. See, we're judging.
I'm judging.
Like, you don't have to judge because you are a kind and worthy person.
Right, we are not.
It has a helmet on.
A little shield on helmet. Yeah, if you've never been hit in the face with a shield, it's a lot different than being hit in the head with a sword.
Right. It is not a thing like.
So apparently, Jacques took a shield edge to the face, which can mess you up a little bit if you're not ready for it. All of a sudden, there's no give in anything, and everything's just.
First one spray. I mean, wait, no.
I mean, it was incidental contact,
Right.
which is always what I always say: incidental contact.
And incidental contact happens.
Right. Don't back up straight, Jacques. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't coach people from over here.
He can't hear you. You can coach.
Don't back up straight, Jacques. Oh, nice.
That killing blow was struck to the important special places.
No, he got his belly. It's just enough to scare him into thinking it was cup. There's that
Can I
thrust.
ask what site this is? It's a new site. The sheriff's.
So
Morgan County Sheriff's Posse.
someone asked what site this was. This is the Morgan County Sheriff's Posse Horse Arena site
Glenreach Shire.
in the Shire of Glenree, just in Hartsville, Alabama. And Lachlan won that fight, by the way. It's a new site. Mistress Odin Diza got it for us. It's a beautiful site. Good for day events. Maybe some pretty primitive parking camping site eventually.
And folks, so the thing is, we really want people to talk about
Oh.
the things and in fights
Nice
and
call.
discuss them. But like, if there's a discussion in every one of your fights, there's an issue outside of that particular fight.
Someone just commented that they like the coaching and commentary on Sunday. They're not a heavy fighter and they
A
struggle
shielder.
to know what's happening.
So hold on. This is Sir Eric. This is my Squire Shield.
I want to know why Kikuchi wants me to headbutt a shielder, because that seems very rude and very inappropriate.
It's a shield.
One of my bunny minions already broke your glasses.
Yeah, one of her bunny minions already broke a pair of my glasses, and I'm the Knight of Kittens, for God's sake. Who knows what they're going to do to some tiny ninja? You should watch out.
Hey, Shield. Go back out there for a second. What is up with that cornet? That is quite the bling you've got going on there.
It's the Duchess from April the next party coronet.
All right, I love me a party cornet.
My lords and ladies, on my deck.
All right, so someone said they really appreciated our commentary because they're not a heavy fighter and it makes it easier to follow along, and we are happy to be of assistance. Don't give it too many compliments. It'll go to Eric's head, and he's already got enough ego problems as it is.
That's for real.
Oh, here he comes.
I love me some me.
Oh no. I cannot have both you and Caspar in my life. Quoting that man. That was Terrell Owens, right?
Yes, I love me some me.
So, humility is a knightly virtue. I'm just going to leave that statement right there.
Somebody
Do it that way, you will.
won that round. Who won that last round?
That last round was won by Sir Lachlan. Glenn Sometimes we talk when we should tilt. I mean,
Yeah. But we do not withdraw. Even when we should.
yeah. So, Rothgar and Halfdan, they're not in the same shire, but Rothgar only lives about an hour and a half north, so they've fought a bunch. Rothgar taking the Branos resting stance of you're not anywhere in my range, so I'm not going to burn any energy on you in this swelteringly freaking hot sun.
But then you get those fights where they just look at each other.
Yep.
and just switch.
Trust me, I've been in plenty of bouts that lasted 12 minutes because we didn't engage. This is them trying to get in each other's head.
I don't know if I'd want to stand out in the sun.
Yeah, there are times to do this.
Right, this is not it.
Are they talking?
No.
Could you guys keep it down a level, please?
Sure. Apparently we're interrupting the fighters.
We'll do that.
I'll try whispering, but it won't go well. I project when I whisper.
Inside voice is actually your outside voice.
It's a stage whisper. I'm going to try talking quieter. We'll go into the golf mode.
For golf mode. All we have here is two gentlemen attempting to get into each other's mindset.
Shot to the knee.
I thought for a second Rothgar pulled it up and
Yep. Apparently we're louder and are kibitzing than we thought we were.
I don't know. I would have said that sure or no. I mean, this is not the day to stand out in the sun. Be exposed. Oof.
Rothgar's really not the one you take that kind of patient with.
Wait, you're hanging out patient.
Someone give Baru down in front. This bout brought to you by Baru's Blood. Okay. Thanks, Rothgar, for bringing the fight back in the camera frame. I'm gonna pretend he heard us.
Icons that had duple butts do duple respect.
I would like to point out that Nikon is overly respectful of Baru's butt, and it disturbs me a little, okay, a lot. I don't know what to say about that.
It could have landed me and split up.
It could. I've just never been in the hitting the knee and not know it was the knee.
Right.
Like it was always been unpleasant.
Okay, apparently at the 4-minute mark of every bout, we're taking a little breather. Bryce has a stopwatch on. Sorry, Grace Bryce has a stopwatch on. Make sure that the fighters are okay and don't need a break because it's hot and we haven't fought in 15 months.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I do a lot to not get to that point.
Right.
Because people overestimate how much of a break you're gonna get in exposed sunlight with this humidity.
Got to be dead than standing out there in a burn. Running into a Pop-Tart with a nice helmet.
Swing and miss strike one. In the heraldry world, it's scorpions versus dots.
Heraldically speaking, I don't think that's much of a fight.
No. Sorry, it's knots and crosses.
Again, I'm still in the scorpion here.
Looks like Haskins having a problem with his mask. It's
So
probably sweated.
Right, one of the things that happens when a mask gets overly saturated with water, besides the fact that they stop performing on purpose, is that it's a little bit like being waterboarded.
I was about to say, he started waterboarding himself.
Yep, that sounded like it stuck.
Yep. Good arm.
Not gonna help.
Please don't come down.
Rothgar was letting him take whatever anytime he needed. Unfortunately, right now, if you're taking that break, you're just breathing soppy water air. Double arm. Death by this movement. First round. How many?
44.
Sweet, we have 44 people watching. That's awesome.
So
we're going to switch to golf voices so we don't interrupt people anymore.
It only matters when you're
Right.
standing there.
I get it.
I'm just trying to stay focused.
I know.
So I have a question earlier.
Okay.
about a fight I'm not going to mention, but if you say a shot was, well, it was clean, but it had plenty of power, why are we even looking for?
Right.
I don't have an answer to that one, Your Grace.
I also had again, like, we want people to communicate about shots that are about questionable circumstances. But if you're talking about every fight, there's a common denominator there.
Somebody asked, how long did the first pass take?
The first pass of that bout, the question was how long did the first pass take? I'm going to assume you meant of that last bout. So at the 4 minute mark, they took a break. So I'm going to bet that whole exchange lasted about 6 minutes plus the break.
And so one of the things we're gonna
Wait, I don't think we're done yet.
no, this is the second.
He was swapping out a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just swapping out a mask so he doesn't waterboard himself anymore.
So what's gonna happen as the day goes on, and people sit in their armor and steel, is that like we're gonna have more and more breaks, but those breaks are gonna be nearly as negative to the fighters as continuing on.
Right.
Maybe even more negative.
Because we're in a pavilion and it is still just
Right.
Yeah.
The circumstances here greatly favor aggressive, efficient fighters.
Yep. Another arm shot. Halfdan is getting picked apart today, and by picked apart I mean he is losing limbs all day long. His center defense is good, but people are just taking away his extremities. Plus he's gassed. Look at him.
Yeah, he's. Yep. Good call. That Rothgar was being kind. And,
Yeah, he called Rothgar going to hit him.
yes. Which should have been done.
Yeah.
Who's Yazzie in here?
John, I think.
Lefty on lefty violence.
Sweet.
Now what we need, or rather, if I'm Yazzie, I might be hyper aggressive here.
Just for the record, Rothgar won that.
Yes, Rothgar won. Convincingly. If methodically.
Yep. So if they follow the list, then after this round, we're gonna go straight to another losers bracket round. Nope, sorry, I'm wrong. I got that wrong. We'll go to the next winners bracket round, and then there'll be 2 losers bracket rounds in a row. Am I wrong again? It doesn't seem right. I see what they're doing. 27's up there. All right, I see what they've done. By the way, there's a bracket on the Meridian page if you guys want to go get it and fill it out. And again, we're waiting on a fighter. That is quite the look, Your Grace.
The Gilligan look?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. It's fine.
From the list.
I just, the field hat I have is felt.
Ah,
So,
Right. That
Right.
would
that's
be
not.
suboptimal.
so the modern fabric with the mesh seemed like a better option.
2 people commenting on John holding up the fighting with him.
Yep.
Lord John and my sinister, my lord, make your
Yes, it was the same gentleman
the marshal.
that held up this round as well. Dude, Gareth was good as Crown about addressing the populace and the fighters about making sure that you stood ready when your turn was called.
I mean, no one under these circumstances wants their hat on any longer than they have to have it on. But clearly,
Wait,
you have to be ready.
these guys have the same helmet.
It's Kilroy versus Kilroy.
If he is new to the thing,
Oh. Right?
I don't think so. I think he came into the SCA here, but I think he's only been in like a couple of years, not counting the plague year. It doesn't count.
I don't know that I know him at all. So
I believe he is from eastern Georgia. Maybe.
Owl's Nest.
Good play.
Oh. He's he's good at calling out. He's not good at falling down.
Oh.
All right. Well, that'll be the last of that one.
All right, now we're rolling.
Should be Ranver and Eric next.
This next fight is going to be very interesting in terms of stylistic differences.
So the weird part is because of where the list mistress is set up, they're opposite of the crown, which is great. The crown can see the list shield, list tree, but the fighters can't see the list tree because most of them are either beside or
right or at an
I
angle.
thought they were going to put the list tree up about 5 feet from where it is, but they chose to put it farther back. Like, I thought they were going to put it up in front a little bit. They didn't.
Yep. So your 4 remaining fighters, 2 fights left in the winners bracket are Ranver versus Eric and then Connell versus Wolfstan.
If I'm Eric, I don't want to get out of C ring.
Nope.
Now everyone's trying to figure out who that guy's night is.
Unless he has something up his sleeve, which he could very well.
I don't know who.
They said he's from out of Kansas.
Okay. I don't know who John's Knight is. Quite frankly, I didn't notice he was a squire. That's my fault, not his.
Well, sounds like he has a red belt on. I didn't notice.
Tourney etiquette, it's a thing. I teach a class. As crazy as that sounds.
You hear that, folks? If you're running an online event, you should think about having tourney etiquette as a class taught by Gruff Ulrich. He's the man.
Eric, nobody likes you.
I present on my dexter, Sir Eric Griffin. On my senator, Sir Ranver. Come on, make your salute. He's the marshal.
All right.
Did you ask how many unbelts have won crown tournaments in Meridius?
2? No, we've had more than that. So Kane was unbelted for his first two reigns. I have no idea for over all of the history of Meridies, but we've had several.
Yeah.
We saw that coming. We saw it from the step.
Thank you, Randy.
Ranver's turning Eric out of the sun
Well done.
and out of the anthill. Well done.
The sun is bad. The anthill is terrible.
Yep.
Deanna pointed out that Artan and Seth were squires.
Artem was squire, Seth was squire, Radu was a squire.
And of course, Adam.
Adam, technically speaking, Sebastianus was unbelted too, though he was knighted that day.
So that's at least 5.
Fenris was also
Fenris was also
his wife.
Squire when he was knighted. Did you say Archon? Did we get Archon covered?
Yeah, we got our turn.
Okay.
What's close? I don't know. It was. Bryce says it was. Okay. Thank you. Center up, please.
I don't know about between. Wait.
Honora said Hattie. Hadi.
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 Hattie.
Yeah, he was knighted afterwards. Ryan was an unbelt, wasn't he? When he won. I want to say Ryan was an unbelt. Oh, there it is. Really?
Do you want to take a
It doesn't matter if you're on camera, the mic's in your head.
They know I'm running away. Drilled in my head.
Hey, Macy.
Hello.
So now, Aaron, you need to be real careful. You have to give credit where credit is due. Ranbert does not get cheated when he does that.
Nope. Not at all. I'm glad they worked that out.
This is where a fighter has to be really patient and do their thing and not get frustrated.
All the gut. All right. 1-1.
Oh, good. I think Eric was pretty.
Yeah, don't take your hat.
We have to
Take your hat off.
He actually was very clean behind the arms to finish it so wet and she had to slow her.
And we're gonna.
So we get to that point again where one fighter takes a break and the other fighter stands in the field. The fighter on the field, if he can stand it, keeps his head in the game.
Yep. There's no delineation between off and on. He is on.
Right. There's no rotating your mind between catching my breath, getting cool, getting back in the fight. It's all I'm in the fight. I'm in my helmet. I'm working it.
Was he discussing the no, I don't want to take my helmet off
Right.
Yeah.
philosophy? Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Used to, but when we didn't do when every tournament wasn't best 2 out of 3 each round, I wouldn't take my helmet off the entire tournament. I would stay with my helmet on. I'd stay behind when I wasn't fighting, I'd stay behind the pavilion. I would come out to watch the fight of whoever was fighting. And as soon as that fight was over, I'd go back to being back behind the pavilion and just staying in my own brain until I was called again. So I was never cold when I came back out.
It's
But
more
when-
work and distraction to get in and out of your helmet than it is just to find some shade.
Absolutely.
Eric does not look good.
No, I didn't think you did.
And then when we went to everything, every crown list was best of 3. You just I ended up in some crown lists in my helmet for half an hour, just waiting on the next fight. And I was like, it's just crazy.
Last one I won. It's like that. Plus, the weather was like this.
Right. I think the one you won was hotter than this. The last one you won. You've won several. But
Thank you. Yeah, yes, I think it might have been. I'm not normal.
Yeah.
We totally get it.
Rothgar, you're perfectly okay. We don't want to distract anybody.
Right.
Yeah,
They were not upset.
we're not upset at all.
Okay.
Rothgar, being the fantastic gentleman that he is, comes over to apologize for us bothering him while he's
Right.
fighting.
Right.
Oh, I'm in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait now. All right.
You just keep you.
Yep.
If we bother you, you tell us. We will stop.
Stay hydrated. If you need anything,
Yeah.
I'm good. Thank you.
Just don't get in that bag behind your chair. That's for after.
Part of what I love about this
Again,
kingdom.
yes, again.
And I say this kingdom, but,
There's something left. I'll be right up.
most folks in the SCA are nice like this.
Yes, and many people from the outside think we don't like somebody because we pick on them or give them shit.
Right.
Mostly, if we don't like you, we don't talk to you much.
Right.
We're just very polite to you and
Right.
help them to go the fuck away.
Right. You know where we know you. We like you when we include you on the inside joke,
Right.
smack talk, things like that. We will be extraordinarily polite to the people we don't like.
Right?
All right, they're going again.
All right. Here we go again. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Apparently, His Grace Duke Bryce is getting a commission from Aquafina.
No, we don't mention actual things.
Just wanted to let you know we are encouraging the fighters to carry everybody. Encouraging the fighters to
Oh, breathe.
Please, more breeze.
We're up to 86 now.
Yeah. 86, but I think the humidity's dropped a little bit.
It has.
The breeze has picked up.
It actually feels significantly better.
Right.
I
You
mean,
guys
in
may not be
arm.
able to hear it, but His Majesty is explaining to on the other feed, on the actual Kingdom social media feed.
Nikon points out that you guys must be best friends now. Because you make fun of him all the time.
Oh,
Oh no.
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 All right, the fight's back on. Anyway, His Majesty was pointing out why they're doing the breaks. Mainly is to keep heat exhaustion stuff down. Yeah. See, once you get your helmet off, then everything becomes uncomfortable again.
Yep.
So now he's got things sliding into the space.
Yep, his coif is sliding down over his
Yeah.
eyes, I think.
And nothing against him for it. You do what you got to do.
Oh, an extra piece of pad came undone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't get in A range, Brandberg. If you don't want to be
Run
there.
away. Eric was right on the
Yeah.
shot.
Sorry. All we can get for you is
Right.
butt.
Don't credit this. Don't credit this.
I don't know why I saw them in here.
Victory to Ranver.
Well fought.
And winner of the bout, Sir River, will Earl Wolfstad and Sir Connell take the field.
So we're gonna go to
I've got a tip.
Colin Rothgar, in Wolfton. Wow, I'm all kinds of everywhere. All right, well, you just press the power button on your headset.
I think I did by accident. Something
Okay.
happened.
It popped off and popped back on.
So I think this one is going to go pretty quickly.
Yep.
However, it turns out, I don't know if these fights are going to last long.
I like the accompaniment of the dog.
Do what?
I like the accompaniment of the dog.
Yep. Connell, who loves the legs fighter versus arm fighter fight as much as anyone else, says Wolfson calls arm, goes, well, good for us. Hmm. Yeah. Double arm.
Yep.
Connell goes up 1-0.
I would like to express publicly how glad I am that that was not my arm.
Right?
In fact, I'm going to do a little bit of a celebratory dance,
We don't get to see that.
but it was not my arm.
Fiona asked who that lady was standing on the field.
Fiona asked who the lady was standing for. That's our Kingdom social media officer, whose name has just escaped me.
Emelina.
Emelina. And we're back to the fight like immediately.
Oh!
Oh! Arm for a head.
I don't know that that was a bad trade.
My arm hurts.
Uh-huh.
Caught him in the middle of that teardrop return. I don't know that hit Connell with anything. I think Connell knew it was coming in and went to his knee.
That moment I thought I was in control, but I wasn't.
Right, but he.
But that appeared to make contact.
Yep. Struck Wolfson in the head. Can't guarantee how hard it was.
Nice job. Well, gentlemen.
That fight is where I wish Connell threw Molina.
Yep.
But it did not take very long.
Nope. Weren't wrong about that. It is what it is. Bear with us while we do some checking for some stuff.
Is he doing okay?
All right. I had some small batteries up here. Oh, right here in front of me. So I'm having to change batteries out on my other.
I thought you had to be authorized to do a motion on the field. But Emmeline's not a marshal.
Emmeline's not a
She's
marshal.
media, and she's standing behind the marshal.
Yep. So someone asked if if you had to be a marshal to be on the field. Yes, you do. To marshal the field, but Emelina is not marshaling. She is
Acting in social media.
acting as a social media in a social media capacity. She's not on the field. She's at the edge of the field. So if something drops, our equipment is heating up in this heat. So we're probably fine.
But just in case.
But just in case something shuts down on you, it's because it overheated.
I'm gonna go for a walk around the field to make sure everything's okay. I'll be back.
Something to drink over here. But I'm gonna move that way. That's what's not the sun.
Ah. All right, so we're between. That was the end of the winners bracket. 1, 2, 3, third round. I'm missing all my stuff now.
I just thought it was 80 felt 90.
Yes.
Because it's 85 feels 96.
Yeah. So according to local weather app, it feels
85
it's
feels
85 and it feels like it's 96 degrees.
Local marshals agree.
Local marshals agree it's bloody hot out here. If it sounds like we're whining because it's hot, okay, I'm good with that.
So like often in,
Enthusiastic commentary, not one.
like often in tournaments, and especially for the fighters, it's not so much the heat or even really the humidity. It's that there may or may not be much wind, and that you're sort of slowly roasting in where you're sitting. For the fighters in particular, it's rough.
For our friends who are watching up in Ontario, I can't imagine going to a sauna, but where there's sun direct heat, and you're fully clothed, so none of that goes away. It all just kind of soaks into your body and stays there.
You know, technically speaking, we don't have to be fully clothed.
Yeah, and under my pavilion you do. Well, under my pavilion you do. So you might see the banners flapping in the breeze in front of us. That's mostly just above us because of the tree line. Almost none of that because of the tree line. Almost none of that breeze is actually getting to us, the field. It's almost like being in a tiny little bowl.
A bowl we refer to as a Dutch oven. Any number of reasons.
So I'm gonna walk over and ask Margaret what military she retired from, so I can answer that question from earlier. Hey, Margaret, you're retired military, right? What'd you retire from?
Air Force?
Air Force. I was wrong. So,
Same as Tim.
same as Tim?
Yes.
So what'd you retire as?
E7,
You
Master
said? That's
Sergeant.
right. I was close on that.
Well, First Sergeant Air Force different than other
Huh?
places.
You don't want to do that right this second? Give me just a minute and I'll come back over. But thank you. We had a question? Someone thought you were a retired Marine. I was like, no, I think your husband was a Marine. Right.
Here, though I'm not sure because it hasn't been announced. Oh, here we go.
Second. And I'll be right back. Someone want to ask me a question. It's just you.
All right. So, Harold just announced that we're going to take a small break. So, I'm not actually sure that I think that these breaks are going to be beneficial to the combatants. because, like we said, there's not tons of a breeze. The humidity's terrible, and the heat is increasing. Um, so we may get into a situation where it mostly benefits the combatants who are in better physical condition. Somebody should probably get the marshals some water or something. Um, I'm trying to find someone who isn't doing anything that I can get to them without violating the social distancing policies, which we would never do. So since we're in the break, now's a good time to go get yourself an adult beverage, maybe your favorite snack, go to the little Wrangler's room, whatever you prefer. And whatever your kingdom is, I really look forward to the day where instead of just Crown Wrestle, we get back to having all of our tournaments and we get to fight. And I look forward to traveling around and fighting you guys wherever you live. And so we're gonna take like a 2 or 3 minute break and make sure that we've got everything squared away, and then we'll be right back.
So did you tell them we were in a break?
Yeah, I can a break. I mean, they can still hear because
Sure.
my thing on, but I'm gonna take some water over there to Bryson.
Okay.
To Bryson Ticker, because I noticed that he hasn't been drinking.
My lords and ladies, to this field, Master Thomas Palmer, Sir Lachlan Glendower, making ready, Sir Yaslan Yaroslavic, Sir Rostar of Mercia.
This is our longest ever show, I think. So, yeah, congratulations for that. Our person who's reading our comments to us is going walkabout. She's busy at the event, so we're missing some of that.
Bryce wants a banana. Banana.
Hold on. We're helping out our marshal real quick. Our marshal is exhausted. I happened to bring an extra banana with me. The marshal was like, "Does anyone have a banana?" I just happened to have a banana.
You heard Bryce whining from over there?
He needs it more than I do.
Yeah, true.
Oh. Hot day.
Yes.
I didn't know that there was a net.
Clint versus Thomas. Has Thomas fought with that secondary weapon all day?
I think no, he has not. Because remember, he's been hit there.
Right. Huh. Curious.
Dexter!
Oh, here we go.
Sir Lachlan! Lord Sinister! Master Thomas! Combatants! Take your salutes and pay heed to the marshal!
Now this is definitely going to be two contrasting styles.
I really don't think Thomas has fought with that.
Yeah, I'm positive he has not.
I feel like I would have noticed that.
I wonder if he's thinking he can get in
Inside
through.
and pull
Yeah.
it or something.
It was on your tail. That's what it felt like. I mean, I'd like an opinion. I saw contact. I couldn't tell how hard it was. Yeah, completely on the tail. Well, if it's on the tail, then I can't tell the force I'm on. It's gonna give it to my other. It felt like the tail.
Well called.
No call?
Victor in the back! Sir Lockwood!
So generally speaking, in Meridies, the whole thing is if you're not sure. In most kingdoms, it's if you're not sure it wasn't good. In Meridies, the general rule is if you're not sure it was good. Yeah. So,
Victor is the second and victor of this match! Sir Lockwood!
oh yeah.
To the field! Sir Yasser! And Sir Roscoe!
So Lachlan won there, as we saw. We had a question about who's left in the tournament. Currently, Rothgar and Yazi in the losers bracket. The winners bracket is Rainbow and Wolfston, and Connell and Lachlan and Eric also in the losers bracket. Lachlan will fight Connell in the next round, and Eric will fight the winner of this bout.
Does that mean there's a bye in the losers bracket next round?
No,
There's a round before.
There's going to be there's no more buys. There's going to be a skip of the. We're going to fight two losers brackets here. Fight this one.
All right.
And the Rothgar and Yazi, and then we'll go straight to Connell and Lachlan, and then the winner of this one and Eric. And then they'll fight Randall versus Wolfston in bout 27, and that's also who goes to the finals to fight.
Oh, and Yazi's coming out with his glaive.
I didn't see that coming, but I understand it. The ability to stay at range and
Yeah.
and fight the slightly less mobile fighter.
Yep, I get it. It's a bold choice, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Sir Yasser! Combatants! Make your salutes and pay heed to your marshal!
In case you're wondering, yes, that appears to be about a 6.5 foot blade, which is maybe a 7 foot blade, which is still shorter than Yazi normally fights with. He normally fights with 7.5 foot. All right, here we go.
I won't get mad if you're not calling. I have no idea. And this helm, I cannot call it that. It was all real.
Didn't call it.
You're
Yes.
good with that. I'm good.
So, are we still in the first bout?
I think we are. We're resetting the first bell.
Yep, we are. We're doing that open or continue.
Yep.
There's that. And then there's that.
Victor in the bus. Sarasa.
The way they were centered up, that was.
That was coming to happen.
Yep. It is. Aventail is falling.
Yazi's Aventail's falling off, but his helmet is still legal.
Not quite as pretty. Raptor's got to be really patient.
Yazi really wants the butts fight.
He does. And with Rotzgar already being up one fight, losing this without being patient and letting it go to a third round would be strategically unwise.
Rothgar appears to have tweaked his knee,
That's unfortunate.
especially when you haven't fight a Glazman.
Yes.
Victor in the second. Sayasrin.
I think they made a wise choice not to take a break.
Yep.
Victor in the third.
Victory Rothgar.
Victor in the fourth. Sarasa.
Away.
Alright, so that ends that line of the losers bracket. If we follow the bracket, we should come out to Tomlin Lachlan and then Eric and Rothgar.
To the field. Oh, Wolfgang.
No, that should be fight 27. According to
Do
the,
we have the ibuprofen here?
nope, apparently we're going to,
Oh no, we have to go.
according to this,
Okay.
are we not following the bracket? Because this should be fight 27.
No.
20, 25 and 26 should be Connell and Locke and Eric and Rothgar.
No, I think they're just fine. It's just-
No, what I'm saying is they're not following the bracket.
Oh, no, I don't think they are. I think, Tim is coming over and saying, Maxie's coming over and saying, how we want to live.
Alright. Apparently we're going to go ahead and fight the winners bracket final here. With Randver versus Wolfson.
They were coming in and you said, you made it turn just It has to be quick though. Good luck. Well, I didn't lose because of my condition.
Here, I found two. These are all the two I have in my bag.
Wow.
Wolfston in the first round.
Victor in the first. Earl Wolfson.
There's two A-range fighters in this. It's really these two.
Yep.
Double kill.
Double kill.
Folks have asked. So yes, Wolfson is originally from the east, and
Well, he's
Rambert.
originally from the west, and then he
Oh.
moved east, I think.
no, maybe, and then Rambert from the east. That was. Wasn't that Rambert's sword? Wasn't that Rambert's sword?
No, it was Wolfstand.
Okay, I thought Wolfson knocked Rambert's sword into his helmet.
I wasn't sure that Wolfstand got enough on it, but
Right. All right, well, Wolfson advances to the finals. Guys, remember, I've told you several times in this to operate the cameras. I'm watching without my glasses on. The field is way out there, so if I miss something, don't think ill of the fighters. Think ill of me.
right. And also, like, I mean, we have disclaimers and stuff like that, but we're watching this in real time, and we're watching any number of things on these fighters because, yeah, we're trying to broadcast this stuff to you, but we're also very much watching it for ourselves.
Sure.
And at times we're watching bits and pieces of a fight that are of interest to us, like elbow position versus hip position and things like that. And it's kind of easy to get caught up in that and to focus on that and then not realize, well, hey, something really important just happened. Or conversely, like not get what actually happened because you were looking at feet. Like in a previous fight of Randverse, I'm almost lost the whole fight because I was watching when he switched to Goofy Foot.
Right. Well, and there's that, and if I'm not in this tournament, I'm going to be out there marshalling. I'm not going to make these comments. I'm trying to make comments to bring the people watching into the fight. I mean, I certainly no Howard Cosell, but I will do my best to describe what's going on. And I'll never do that imitation again. Right. That was the one.
I cannot overstate the importance of winning the winner's bracket on a day like today and not having the 2 extra best of 3 fights.
Right, but I mean, the way this is worked out, you're going to have.
Is there?
See, Rammer doesn't fight until fight 29 again. So
Right.
we're going to have fights 25, 26, 27 should have happened then, but it happened now. And then we'll have 25, 26, and 28 before Rammer fights again. And it'll be fight 29 before Wolfson fights again. And we're at fight 25, actually 26, because we had 27 already. Sorry, lots of numbers, but there's a bracket out there that's numbered. And we skipped a bracket.
And we're at Eric and Connell next?
We should be at Eric and Connell next. Or Locke and Connell.
Oh, Lachlan.
Lachlan and Connell, and Eric and Rothbard. The breeze came down for just a second. We almost cooled off for a minute.
Right, and now it's
Now it's gone. It's
significantly worse.
like a tease.
We're starting to get down to brass tacks here, folks. Still got a couple of rounds to go, but we know Wolfstand's going to be in the finals.
You got Wolfson in the finals, and then you got I said this a bunch. Connell, Locke, Eric, and Rock. Most of the fighters left are right over here, so His Majesty has gone over to tell them that the next fight's going to come fast and quick. So if you need a break, let them know. They'll let you take it. Someone just asked, sorry, I didn't see who it was. Someone just asked if Wolfson just fight his way into the finals, and the answer is yes. The fight between Randver and Wolfstein was the finals of the winners bracket. And we have a refight of the fight in the second round of Lachlan and Connell. Sir Lachlan and Sir Connell. We're in the final 6.
Both of these gentlemen are willing to fight in A range, so it's possible these fights could go quickly. I never want to fight these guys anymore. Or low B.
Make your salutes and pay heed to the marshal.
And here we go.
I know.
Connell was totally gunning for that arm. Locke saw it right quick and backed out of it. Oh, nice. Keeping the pressure on.
You did hit me on top of the head. Was it good? I was in the process of falling. I know that.
I know that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I had too many questions last time. Let me take this shot. I know. That one I know. And it wasn't anything. You made the right call.
Ladies,
First round of Locke.
ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call chivalry. God, I love Connell.
Yep, me too.
I mean, when he's not hitting me, I love Connell.
That move right there was straight out of the drills that Bart's been doing.
Good. Stuff like that always pays off. You will never regret putting in work. Oof.
Victor the second, and victor of this fight, Sir Lachlan.
Nice run by Sir Connell.
It was. Did Sir Connell say tear him up?
Yep.
Good man. God, I love Connell.
Lachlan.
Lachlan.
So Lachlan did. So now we have Sir Lachlan. He's going to fight the winner of Sir Eric and Sir Rothgar.
Very well.
We are at only chivalry left in the tournament.
I do not like how Eric's walking.
Eric's making sure he's out there.
Garbage bags around if you need one.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
That's really all I can say for that wall.
Unfortunately, I think people are getting motion sickness from the social media feed because she was holding the camera.
That's not ours.
No, it's not.
Eric has dumped his body over.
Oh,
I saw that coming.
I know why you do that. I just don't.
So rock gardens to Eric and their consort.
Make your salute and pay heed to the marshal.
I should have been doing that more often. So Eric has switched from his body armor to just a kidney belt. Trying to keep the heat down. So again, this is two gentlemen who I'm trying to talk quieter for the rock two gentlemen who fight each other fairly regularly. There's that block duck of Eric's. He likes to get used. Let's try and catch you coming in. Guys, if we missed your questions, then we'll try and come back and answer them after we get back into the show. Maybe some of the old video or something. On one of the replays. Nice shot by Rocker.
Victor in the back. Sir Russell.
Oh, that was pretty smart. Ramber bought a fan.
Yep.
Yeah, battery. Very pleased.
Free. Eric's power is gone.
Yeah.
I can't tell where that landed. Thought it was me, but I don't know. Well, it hit armor, but I don't know what armor. I did see. So. Oh yeah, continue. Your host call.
I understand.
Got my wrist with all the power. Circle.
Not sure where that shot landed on Eric.
Yeah, me either.
I was looking at the one that landed on Rothgar.
Yeah. Same. I wasn't sure that Eric could land it. The shot that he threw with enough force, given what he'd been throwing.
Right.
But it landed, and then with authority.
Yeah. Maybe that's what he needed to reset. I know getting out of that body armor and getting out of that oven that is the aluminum, the metal close to your body can be reviving. Especially since his tunic's soaked.
Right.
That means every breeze is going to cool him off a little bit.
That's a nice recovery. It's a block.
We're not hold masking out of place. All right, this is back.
All right, we're
Sorry
back.
about that, guys. It's like we just lost our feed out of nowhere. So Robert just beat Eric.
Call you freaks. Oh, there it is.
Sorry about that. Um, looks like the feed kept going. I hope Jack and Katarina kept you entertained. I got a private message because some people can't follow the rules and don't understand that I can't answer private messages when we're live streaming like this. Um, but as I was setting it up, I got a private message asking if I actually just said that Colin's not stepping on your feet, he's just stepping and you didn't move your feet. Yes, that is what I said. It's a joke. Pomel's not actually intentionally trying to step on anyone's feet. We didn't do that in the tournament at all. It's an old joke. I'm a squire. When we get mixed up and in close, it happened on occasion. He was stepping my foot, and I'd be like, "Boss, you're stepping on my foot." And he's like, "I'm not stepping on your foot. I'm just stepping. You get your foot out of the way." It was funny.
And also, let's be clear: if your opponent has such control of their footwork and
Right.
the agility to purposely step on your feet while also moving, not dying, and moving into the range to throw shots, like I'm almost want to say good on them.
So the
But
next round will
but
be
no one is going to do that.
Rothar and Lachlan, the winner of which will face Randver in the finals of the league. Um, So some folks may have noticed we haven't had a Hand and Stag show for the last couple of weeks. We probably won't have one this Sunday either, but we're going to come back, or this Monday either. But we'll come back after that with a little bit of a show on how events run. We'll talk to an autocrat, we'll talk to a feastcrat, or a event steward and head cook if you so prefer. And then we'll move into some expectations of what newcomers can expect at events later on. But those are future shows.
Make your salute and pay heed to the marshal.
Even the people watching are exhausted.
Yeah, everybody's tired. This is sucked the energy right out of us. And just for the record, here are their consorts, whose modern names I remember, but whose SCA names I don't, because I'm a horrible person.
That is Paraskova and SCA names are so hard.
Right, Facebook is horrendous for SCA names. It's Pam and Pam.
Right. Pam squared.
Hold on, we're waiting. Here you go.
Oh.
I give that a 4.2 out of 10.
Right. He did not stick the landing enough.
No, he bounced. He got air on that.
But I'm the German judge, so
And I'm always the Russian judge.
that's your Frankish.
I am Frankish, but I'm the
French
Russian.
judge.
But in the SCA, I
French
played
judge.
the Russian.
French judge.
Mared.
Ow.
I cannot throw that route for the life of me, and I really would like to. You just stay down there for a bit, Tammy. Rest a second. That's like the one place you might get some rest.
So 1-0 to Lachlan.
That was
That was a nice
pretty.
shot. That was a nice shot.
Victor in the second. The Ruska.
It is not a loser bracket friendly tournament. That thunder.
Yep.
It sounds like
It
thunder.
is thunder.
No, we should be, there's nothing moving this way right now.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
but you get pop-up thunderstorms this
Yep.
time of year. Don't go breaking my heart. Oh, that was well done.
it was.
That was well done.
He was prepared. Right, there's nothing. That was perfect, folks. For those of you who may not know, that was perfectly legit.
A lot of times we get wrapped up in the kindness that we show at a practice or at a pickup, where both guys drop at the same time and people will wait, and people will wait and allow the other people to to both take their knees,
Right.
but throwing when you're on the ground is perfectly okay.
In fact,
I
I'd
did
be,
it all
I'd
the
even
time.
go a little further and say, like, if two people are in range, dropping to their knees, you should be throwing them
Right,
on the way down.
absolutely. Absolutely. The weirdness comes when it's two guys that fight each other all the time and they always let each other drop.
Right. In that case, like,
Apparently they're gonna continue to fight.
We explained it properly. On the YouTube and in attendance what's going on. Fighter A, Saradgar, felt like he was not in control of his body at the time when he was struck. Therefore, he was a defenseless fighter. Defenseless fighters, therefore, a hold should have been involved.
I'm not the marshal of the field.
So we're going to fight that actually being hold is to be marked out.
All right. Lachlan wins, advances to the finals of the losers bracket.
Winner in the third and winner of this bout, Sir Lachlan
So
Danuta.
your final three: Lachlan versus Randver, and the winner of that will fight Earl Wolfson. So, just for the record, and I'll reiterate this again when we get to the finals. There is no winner's advantage in our finals. It'll be a best of three straight up.
other than the fact that the
here
winner
comes a
has
Duke.
fought significantly less fights.
To explain what happened right there. So as both opponents were then legged, Saradgar lost his balance as he was on the way down. Therefore, he put both his hands on the ground, felt like he was not in control of himself. Therefore, he could not defend himself. So therefore, the ruling was that at that time a hold should be called. It's almost like falling over. And so Sir Lachlan's shot did not count. They kind of came to that of their own minds.
Sure.
I interpreted a little bit as well. So, but they were both good.
And thank you, Your Grace.
Awesome. Thank you, Grace. So we got two more sets of three.
Right. I think we're gonna have a couple of minutes here, so if you want to go get a drink or a snack or make a trip to the little Wrangler's room, now would be the time.
Yep, because Lachlan just fought a fight. Any fight you fight out in this stuff is takes
Yep.
your energy out. But Lachlan just fought two sets of fights in a quick succession. So he's gonna take a break and get his wind back, get his water back. Oh, all right.
I'm getting your cookies.
So,
Give them one.
guys, I understand Eric and I aren't professional commentators, so
Right.
we're
And
kind of out of things to say right now.
right. And also, like, we're also stewing in our own juices. Oh, I know. Throw in a mask so they don't yell at you. All right.
Somebody said I'm making fun of Laurel today. I don't really think I made fun of Laurel today.
Hi, everybody. I'm taking a moment to introduce Sir Griffin O'Sware. For Griffin is a member of the Order of the Chalice. Griffin, why don't you tell us about the Order of the Chalice real quick?
Grenades in and run away.
The Order of the Chalice. We are an order of humility. We look for the best in other people. We look for those who wish to serve the kingdom above and beyond. And we recognize those who do so humbly, gracefully, and with a sense of style, much like Mistress Winneman did. See how I suckered another sucker in here?
So the opposite of Eric and I.
Yeah,
Correct.
yes, exactly. Thank you. Run away. Run away.
Oh wait, there's a king. There's a king coming towards us.
Hey, I gave the same announcement to y'all that we just gave to the populace, and that's that the finals, whoever wins this bout between Lachlan and Sir Ranver, whoever wins that bout will be advancing to the finals. I've given the fighters as much time as they need. It is up to them to determine when they've rested and cooled down enough for the next round. The finals will be a single best 2 out of 3, meaning if by chance or Wolfston loses, he will not be given a true double elimination tournament. That's understood. It has been discussed with the fighters beforehand. The finals will be a best 2 out of 3. We are encouraging the fighters to take all the time that they need to cool down between bouts, even if it's in the middle of a 2 out of 3. If they do a series of passes, they need to cool down. We're doing that to encourage them to all be at their best and win crowns in as equitable terms as possible.
Thank you, Majesty.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Let's just put a couple of questions out there.
All right,
What
you
are
got
you
from
going to
Lister?
look for in the Lachlan versus Randolph fight, and how do their styles compare, and what are their tells?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
A lot to unpack there. All right. What to look for in the... So if you're fighting Ranver, you've got to get the shield moving away from him. He wants to stand and step in. He's not gonna make any wide lateral movements. He's gonna be mostly forward and back. And he's gonna want that big, hard offside foot, or he's gonna want to try and get near range and just rumble with you. And my thing with him is just to continue to keep everything in front of me. Do 45-degree lateral steps and just snipe at the edge of B range, at the break of BC range.
So what Lachlan, this is where Lachlan needs to bust out his tall food. Downward angles to the back quadrant of the head. I don't know that little flip to the offside that he gets kills with is going to be what he needs here. He needs to drive shots, that downward back quadrant of the head. Maybe take a leg, be patient, let being on the knees take the toll, and snipe from as far out as he can throw from, and still get 3 or 4 inches of stick on the shot. He's not going to get sniping with the last inch of stick is not going to be what he needs to do here.
No. You're looking to land with the sweet spot of the sword on Ranver. If you're landing the last 2 inches of the sword, you're not gonna. The odds are not in your favor that it's gonna get called.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yep. You can land with the sweet spot, you're usually okay. And the sweet spot, for those of you who don't know, for me at least, is you come in about 3 inches from the tip of the sword, and then the next 3 inches down from that. Yep. You can tell it by the marks on Eric's sword.
Right there. Everybody can see that?
Yep.
Yep. Lachlan's height and longer arms could be the difference here. Damn tall people.
Ranver's pretty much a tall dwarf.
Right.
By that I mean a low center of gravity, stocky.
He throws shots with authority.
Yep.
he doesn't do a lot of deceit. He's some, but not much. He has his game, and he's good at his game.
It's a very, to me, it's a very standard Kaiden style.
I'm not that familiar with Cade. I'll take your word for it. It would not surprise me. It is the opposite of my style.
Yeah. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm saying it's not a standard Meridian style.
Right. And it gives some people some issues because it's not a thing that they see. Whereas you can see a lot of bog standard, Seth, Alanon style, high A-frame. If anybody's been drinking through this whole thing,
Yeah.
A-frame has killed them.
Yep. I need to refresh my mug.
My lord, my lady. This
Lachlan had an issue with his mask. That's the only reason he's late.
The winner of this match will advance to the finals. To my Dexter, Sir Lachlan Glennoda. Sir Ranver Rogemather.
Remember's had the luck of fighting a lot of people. He fights a lot. I don't know how much he's fought Lachlan. I mean, that works both ways, but still.
Right. Uncertainty is the thing. Okay. Yep, Lachlan. My stupid body is literally trying to jump into the fight.
I know.
Yeah, I can see.
Sorry.
I ducked 2 shots already.
Oh yeah. Everybody's tired. People aren't fighting tired. Wolfstand may push either one of these guys over.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, I say that blah blah, but I kind of mean it. As I think about it, he just bulldozed them. You're gonna have to conserve energy for shots while not being
Yep.
so reticent.
There's a lot of muscling going on.
Right. When he was hit, he was further away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Doing the same thing.
I don't think they care. I don't think Lachlan cared
I
either.
think that works for works for both of them. It would not work for me. Great, I hit you out there. Awesome. We'll call. First back to
Yep.
Lachlan. So on the other side of the field, Tommy, we have Lachlan's, not sorry, we have Rammer's lady, Ariana, and she's lovely. On this side, we have Lachlan's consort lady, who's Periscotta, who's also lovely.
And there's Bryce in the middle of the field who's not lovely.
He is a handsome man. And editing this feed on my other camera is going to be crazy.
Yeah, I bet.
It's been horrible. Yeah. Straight into the arm.
Yep.
Rammer's gassed.
They're both.
They're both gassed.
Miranda did not even move.
He didn't even move.
Right, and that's not
It's not a good sign.
right. I mean, his arm isn't invulnerable, but like normally he would have reacted.
Right. I've never gotten this. I've never gotten to land that shot on him. Like that, not like that anyway.
Right.
Good arm. Both arms. Step by this movement. Your victor going into the finals. Sir Lachlan Glenota.
Does that mean he's the final winner?
He's final of the losers.
All right, folks. I suspect we're gonna have a fair bit of a break here.
Yeah, Lachlan's kind of gassed right now.
Anyway, regardless, rock that toga, baby.
Crown's making sure everybody's break.
Well, you might change your mind in a little bit. It's still hot. Hey, Eric, as long as you got your belt, you got your dignity. I am not. Boy, the look of the shield, that was better than yours.
Oh, cool. We're getting close to the finals, so that's why we have 51 viewers. Cool.
Oh, look at us.
Awesome. All right, so we're at the finals. We're trying to get a little bit of a break in, but there's thunder in the distance. So we may push this just a hair. We'll see. Right now we're between two breaks or two batches of thunderstorms. We're in between it. They're both going by us on both sides, but they're not here. So we're okay so far. Here we have they're rarely found in the wild. Hayden moving across the field.
I would like to point out that Sir Ranver is quite intelligently remaining very covered, but has soaked his cloth covering to better deal with both the heat and sun.
Good words for each other. Yes, we are still broadcasting.
Well, no.
So we're actually still broadcasting here. Yeah, we are still broadcasting. We're still sitting here. We're just not talking the entire time because we're not professionals. We don't have a lot to say anymore. We've talked a lot. Eric and I. This is more than Eric and I have talked other than on the show.
The
All right. So someone asked how much fatigue plays into a bout. At this level, at this point, you're just trying to get focused enough to stay focused on the fight because the fatigue starts to wear in. And if you watch Ranver get his arm sniped a minute ago, that was fatigue. Ranver floats that arm out as a bait several times, and as you throw for it, he drops it so it like skids down or you just totally miss. And he just stood there with it and let it hit. That's fatigue. It's mental fatigue. The more the heat gets to you, the slower your reactions get. Um, it's just standard,
and
standard physics.
your mental processes move slower. Like your body's under stress. So if you are tired, it can take you a moment to recognize that you've been struck by a telling blow. Um, and like on the edges of it, it probably can prevent you from recognizing uh, maybe an iffy shot or shots from the edge or but that's the nature of fatigue in every sport. It dulls everything. And this isn't just fatigue. Almost all these fighters are almost certainly dehydrated. And someone who's hearing this is going to go, well, if you only drink more, like there's a point where you can't just keep putting in you what you're losing. That's in the short term, that's just the truth.
And there becomes an issue if you overhydrate, then you have to pee while you're in armor.
Right, and that's a journey in of its own.
Right. So you have to go, run to the bathroom or run to the wood line or whatever you need to do, and adjust your armor. Half the time you never get your armor back on, right? And then you're uncomfortable the rest of the time. So it really messes with you. So you do the best you can with what you have.
Okay. Hey guys.
Hey, Majesty.
Hey, Your Majesty.
We are.
We are.
Everyone. So this really cool thing was gifted to us, and I wanted to make sure that the two members of Hound of Stag had one to take home.
Aww.
It's a little gnome made by the Honorable Lady Catherine Spencer.
Oh, awesome.
And we just wanted you guys to have a memento for helping us during trauma.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Majesty.
Hey, Aiden, we have life-size pictures of you.
It's Meridian Aiden. Count your Aiden girl huge.
Narrate your 2021.
I've gone away from my fantastically healthy cherries and eating one of Eric's Oreos.
This is the way.
Oreos probably have salt in it.
All right. So as soon as the finals are over, we're gonna pretty much end the broadcast. So because we're tired.
Well, we're tired and
There's not much to show after that.
right.
We'll stick around long enough to show the presentation of the Prince's ring, the ring of Count Francois Devant, the oldest piece of regalia in Meridies.
I thought for a second you were going to say the pring ring, and I was like,
Nope.
right, already
Nope.
alliteration.
Nope. We're not doing that. Nudge, nudge. What? We do have a princess.
Hey, we have a princess's ring. I didn't know that. I feel like this entire day has gone by, and every second of it was a threat of a thunderstorm.
Yep.
Like not having one, but just the threat.
Thunderstorm in any moment. A thunderstorm? No. Squirrel. Leave the gas on.
Now if I just had a little pin, I'd stick it in here.
It's a gnome doll, not a voodoo doll. You booger sock.
Unless you're trying to personalize.
But hold on. What, like if I use it for voodoo, then it's a voodoo doll, right?
Yeah, but I would argue that it's not really Aiden. It's probably more Robert Leonard
I'm okay with friendly fire.
With that beard? I haven't seen Rock in a while.
Yeah.
It's really more golden than anything.
Mad Dog?
Huh?
I'm not stabbing Mad Dog.
Well, no. Okay.
The pin probably comes out.
We've drifted off into other conversations.
Right. Like we're slowly losing the plot.
This is Tyrion Germanson, who is undefeated in Crownless, 1-0. Got one by fight, one with having that point on. He is joined by Joshua McDonald,
Who kind of looks like he stole Toucan Sam's beat.
So why do they call this fight guy? That guy's really the fight guy. It's an old Meridian joke. I can tell it comes back.
Me too.
Oh, shut up, Eric.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yes, Rondalyn got a lot of sun yesterday.
Raining and cloudy most of the time, but it's been doing something.
That's good.
Huh? We know the mask sucks, guys.
My name's Jonathan. You're probably watching this thing. You sing it slower.
Yes. You should go out. You should stand in front. I will announce you as the person who wrote Road to Rome, and then you can tell everyone who's watching that they're singing it too damn fast.
It's taking some time.
Oh, here we go. Jan, if you want to go out there, I'll So for the finals of Crown List here in New Days, and I don't know about everywhere else, normally all the knights and all the chivalry in attendance come out and marshal the field. And that'll still happen, but Eric and I are going to sit over here on the side and
Marshall at a distance.
marshal at a distance. Actually, we won't marshal because we're broadcasting and you don't want to.
And we're delicate and want to sit into the shade. Or I'm delicate. Ulrich is not delicate.
I'm a little delicate.
I am a flower.
Good tournament, Rockcar.
Great day, brother.
Do what I have to do. Thank you guys for doing this.
No problem. I'm sorry we bugged you.
I can't come over still cooking, and
Oh.
we'll be scared.
Have as many of them as you want. They're going to get thrown away if you do not.
Somebody's chair for a second.
Yeah, dig in.
All members of the Order of Chivalry are invited to attend the field.
Well, just a minute.
I'll never regret it.
Sorry about that. We're horrible people.
Yes, we are. And yet, I find a lot of amusement in it. I want to know what Baldrick's planning on doing. And clearly, at the
He's going to be at the edge of the field, and if someone comes too close, instead of saying edge of the world, he's just going to hit him in the head with a great sword. That'd
I
be
feel
funny.
like that would add some spice.
Ooh, a lumberjack crown list.
Oh.
You just get thrown back in if you still out of bounds.
Right, or fit the shiv around the field with a bunch of great swords. Keep too close to the edge, they just beat you back to the center. That's a joke, guys. We're not actually going to do that. But it's Meridians. We'll let some stick. So
It's a joke, mostly because we probably can't do it. But if we could, I mean, I'm not against it, per se.
yes,
We are.
We never stop going live. There is no Bryce Blood.
There's not a microscope that'll let us dial down small enough to find whatever that thing is.
There's a little bit of a bump. Not a donkey donk, but a little bump. I'm excited to find out.
It goes like this. It goes like this, not like this.
I think you should have a full one. If you want to actually have it.
All right. For those of you watching,
Look at this man.
look at this man who thinks he has a butt. He just pushed his spleen out to be a butt. I'm a little disturbed that he can do that.
Right?
Still not a butt. If any of you guys thinks he has a butt, sound off on our page. We'll probably mock you for not knowing what a butt looks like. But at least you'll have said your piece.
He suffers from the often found in the South noacetol
I
disease.
tried, dude. What's it called, tried?
We'd like to blame his behavior on sun exposure. However, that's pretty much Rice Prime.
Yep. We need to get this over with.
Yeah.
On the upside, the temperature has dropped about 7 degrees,
Right, and it's lovely.
which means horrible things are happening temperature-wise,
Right.
weather-wise.
Right. It is the mother of all storms and what deeds.
Dude, this ain't Dune.
I mean, it could be Dune.
No, there ain't no sandworms out here.
It could be. I mean, I'm just saying Bart looks like Paul Atreides.
That's true. I mean, if you go to the first movie.
I mean, Oda used to fight, so she's kind of like John.
Wow, that's what we call love.
Of the June 2021 Meridian Crown List. Jeremy Dexter, Sir Lachlan Glennoda, Earl Wolston Sorrelson, salute the crown of Meridian. Salute the one who inspires you this day.
You've been live for 3 hours and 27 minutes.
I feel like this is on the level of what the army did to Manuel Noriega. This is what we've done to these people.
Yes. For everyone watching at home, we apologize for our atrocious non-ability to call a crown list.
On the other hand, if you love random gestures and exclamations of popular culture,
Congratulations.
along with narrow but deep streams of judgment.
Yeah.
I know you're tired. Lachlan needs to not close in day ring, like for real.
Yep.
Will stand had too much rest. Yep.
That's it. This is Lachlan's first time to the finals.
Yep.
The pressure can get to you a bit. And congratulations to Wolfson Thorkala. They're married, they can kiss.
Yes.
Of Timothy and Esme, sovereign and consort of the Laurel Kingdom of Meridian. Before them are Earl Wilson and
No one is more relieved than Paris Goebel.
as the winners of this crown tournament.
So we're going to keep you in it for the presentation of the stuff, then we'll drop out.
Every bout. With the basket ready, with a semi-gauntlet if you needed it, a gauntlet if you needed it, knowing that you're there at your voice side, not only is a sign that absolutely inspires you in the love that you have for each other, but it's an inspiring of the stewardship that you have for society. Always ready, always standing there in case you We are proud and confident to name you our heirs. I hereby take this ring, which is one of the oldest pieces of regalia in Meridian. This is the ring worn by the prince and I hereby name you my
And I likewise would take this ring and I would hand it to you, that you would wear it with valor and proudness and all of the things that go along with being that you're the princess.
And we now have Prince Wolfston. Almost.
I can't really see.
Oh, Princess Thorkala.
I give you Prince Wolfston, Princess Thorkala.
Huzzah! 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 All right, so I'm gonna switch this to us for a second. The first time you get to actually see us on camera together. Maybe. Or not. Apparently, it's not switching. That's fun. So you get some black screen. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Much love.
Much love. Take care.